We continue to be stuck in this soggy pattern across central and eastern Kentucky. I've got additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms taking aim at the region coming up.
And we'll show you how friends of a crash victim are trying to keep her memory alive.
It's a Christmas tradition one local family couldn't imagine going without. Their story coming up.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Sam and Amber have the night off. Heavy rain and storms are moving through the area. Those rains could lead to flash flooding in some spots. We begin tonight with an update from Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey on this WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day.
Yeah, today, a Christmas day that started out with wrapping paper flying, heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. Absolutely incredible start to the day, producing high water into parts of central and southeastern Kentucky. Since Wednesday, when all the crazy started, when we had those severe thunderstorms, when we had those flooding rains into parts of central Kentucky, we continue to add to that. We've picked up 2 to 4 inches of rain across just about the entire area. Pockets of 4 inches plus over the past 48 hours. We're going to add to these totals as we go through the next several days. In some areas, we may try to double what we've already picked up on. Radar right now across the southern part of Kentucky looks a lot better. Those steady rains into parts of Tennessee at least kind of choking off the moisture supply as of now into central Kentucky. Earlier flood warnings into southern Kentucky from London Corbin south going by the wayside. Flood warning northeastern Kentucky just expiring into parts of central Kentucky. We are dealing with a lot of shower action, misty rains, nothing that is really adding to the high water issues, but low clouds, fog making for an absolutely ugly evening. Look at the thunderstorms again trying to fire up to our south. What is down here is slowly working its way back to the north. That's a push of warm air that moves in for the weekend. But coming up in a few minutes, I'll show you why that warm air that could also give us record highs may give us another round or two of strong thunderstorms and heavy rains that can cause some high water issues. Rainfall forecast in a few.
Waters have started to rise in some communities across our area. Earlier today, crews in several counties closed roads due to flooding. Some water has receded, but there is concern of more flooding. WKYT's Monique Blair is monitoring conditions in Boyle County in our top story at 6.
Watching rain creep up to their home is not how Joseph Sott and his wife are used to spending Christmas morning.
It was about 4 or 5 inches deep right around the house, around the porch here, and that's when we started packing up, because if you can't get out, you're stuck in your house.
Although Sott and his wife didn't have to leave their home, 5 families who live nearby did have to leave. But even so, Sott says what they saw Friday morning worried them that they would have to find somewhere else to stay.
It came up quick, and this is the farthest we've ever seen this water come up around our house in the 10 years we've been here.
Now, to give you an idea of how much this water affected the Sott's backyard, that blue cooler doesn't even belong to them. Neither does any of this wood. And this time last night, this fence was standing upright. Boyle County Emergency Management Director Mike Wilder tells me the good news is just as fast as the water goes up is typically just as fast as it goes down when you're talking about flash flooding, and that's exactly what happened Christmas morning. But even so, the fact that crews were responding to calls of flooding on Christmas Day was something very out of the ordinary.
Well, no, as a matter of fact, I can't ever remember having heavy rains on Christmas Day. No, sometimes plenty of snow, but I can't remember heavy rains, and it is a little bit different.
In Boyle County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Our viewers have been helping us cover flooding across the region. Liz Cottle sent us this picture of water covering 1295 in Lancaster in Garrett County. Stephanie Jones shared this picture of the road outside her house in Williamsburg. And here's another shot of flooding in Williamsburg from Lisa Miller. Remember, you can get the latest radar, forecasts, and weather headlines on WKYT.com and the WKYT News app. We are learning today about a Christmas Eve crash that killed 4 people, including a child. State police say 54-year-old Sandra Bowers' SUV crossed the center line of Kentucky 114 in Floyd County and hit a car. Bauer and the driver of the car, 52-year-old Roland Patrick, died.
In Ms. Bauer's vehicle, there was also 2 additional fatalities. One was an unidentified female, and the other was a small child.
The child who died was 4-year-old Nevaeh Bauer. And there were also 2 survivors in the SUV. Crews rushed Pamela Kendrick Bauer to Pikeville Medical Center and airlifted 5-year-old Braden Bauer to Kentucky Children's Hospital. It has been 6 months since a crash killed a Lee County teen. Police say the man arrested for the crash that killed Taylor Lionheart admitted he'd been drinking. Lionheart's friends are now trying to spare others from a similar tragedy. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has a story that is new at 6.
She was always happy, always worked hard in school and everything that she done.
18-year-old Taylor Lionheart died back in June after the motorcycle she was riding on was hit by Jesse Bennett, a man that was soon after charged with murder and driving under the influence.
We just want to do whatever we can to keep her memory alive because she was such a great person. We don't want it to all go away.
So to keep that memory alive, with the help of her family, Lionheart's friends started what they are calling Taylor's to-do list.
Taylor lived day by day with a smile on her face, and she went out of her way to make everybody else smile. So our plan is to make as many people as we can smile.
Bringing smiles by doing things like raising money in their friend's memory, providing scholarships for a few seniors at Taylor's alma mater, Lee County High School, sponsoring 2 kids to attend summer 4-H camp, something Taylor loved to do, as well as making donations to various hospitals and buying books for local schools.
Because she worked at a daycare, she loved kids, she always took over everyone's kids and stuff like that. And she was also just good to everybody.
Keeping her spirit of helping others, particularly children, alive, but the group is also working to raise awareness of drunk driving, speaking to high school and middle school students, sharing their concerns and their personal story.
If you are going to drink, make sure you always have somebody to come get you or you're staying where you're at.
A group on a mission for their friend, working to make a difference in a community they say stands with them and with Taylor.
Yeah, that's a good thing about small communities. If someone, young or just anyone in general passes away, everybody comes together as one, and everybody's pretty much a family here.
In Lee County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The group recently held an auction, and they have a 5K in the works. For a link to their Facebook page, visit WKYT.com. Dozens of people had to evacuate their apartments early this Christmas morning. Firefighters in Lexington tell us a fire started around 2:30 at Cambridge Place Apartments on Cambridge Drive. We're told a furnace is to blame for the fire. The property owner is repairing the units and taking care of the 2 families living there. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a fire that destroyed a family's home on Christmas Eve. The fire happened around 7:30 last night in the busy community of Perry County. Crews from 2 volunteer fire departments responded but couldn't save the home. We're told no one was inside at the time and no one was hurt. The meal is a Christmas tradition. Today, the Salvation Army in Lexington served food to hundreds of people in need. Hundreds of volunteers helped out. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner introduces us to 2 of those volunteers, sisters who make helping out part of their holiday each year.
It's like almost any other day.
Sisters.
The Bradley sisters are thankful, smiling for all the ways they've been blessed. For them, this Christmas is just like years past.
My family's done this every year since probably I was in middle school.
They volunteer every Christmas at the Salvation Army's Christmas dinner.
Yeah, we're sisters. And then our brother's up there.
We'll just, be giving them lunch and sitting with them, talking, doing whatever we can to make their Christmas the best it can be. Hand it to him. There you go. You're very welcome. Yeah, I can get you some drinks.
The pair, along with hundreds of other volunteers, served visitors a traditional Christmas meal restaurant style. But that's not what the Bradley sisters say is most important.
We're your family today.
We'll take you.
I think the best thing for me is just building relationships and talking to them and sharing a meal with them. We're a lot of energy. You ready for that?
This scene is far different from what Christmas used to be. The Bradleys would eat breakfast together and open gifts.
Many of these volunteers could be anywhere else this holiday, but they decided to be here at the Salvation Army for Christmas dinner, and they say that is what this holiday is all about. It's a humbling experience and also one that just makes you really happy because you're doing what God has intended for us to do.
This is what Christmas is all about. It's about giving to other people and just showing love to people that you may not know, but to love them anyways.
These young women, along with many others, can say they left the Salvation Army touched by conversation with a stranger.
Have a great Merry Christmas.
In Lexington, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
And how about this for a Christmas miracle? We just found out the Salvation Army reached its $350,000 Red Kettle campaign fundraising goal. 2 Lexington sisters are making Christmas brighter for the families of hospice patients. Elizabeth Knight and Becca Worcester lost both their parents last year, and they knew this Christmas would be hard. They wanted to find a way to honor their parents this holiday. So they spent part of the morning in the care facility where their parents spent their last days.
Because right now we don't have kids that wake up and want their breakfast, and so we're adopting the hospice center.
They gave families candy, toiletries, and things to keep them entertained. If you're leaving town for the holidays, it's not just the trip you need to worry about. Burglars are on the prowl for Christmas presents and valuables left in unattended homes. As Melanie Torres shows us, there is a clever way to protect your home from property crimes.
Property crime is a never-ending battle, but nowadays Austin residents are arming themselves with technology.
I hooked up some security cameras just to be on the safe side.
Mother of 2 Christina Finch is passionate about home security. When she was a kid, her Houston home was burglarized.
And during Christmas time, and they stole all our stuff. And for some reason, it kind of just stuck with me.
This month, Christina's neighbor also fell victim to burglars.
This area does get hit a lot. It's just kind of what happens.
So Christina relies on her security system with motion-activated recording.
You know, if I'm at HEB and I get an email or text message that my front motion is going off, it'll definitely let me know and show a clip of what's happening.
But if you can't afford a camera or need surveillance in a pinch, a dusty, forgotten smartphone can do the trick. Earlier this year, we told you about Gary Farr. He used an old iPhone and the free smartphone app Presence to catch a repeat car burglar.
I put all of this in this brown sock that I got. That's where we came up with the term sock surveillance.
The perp he caught was identified and charged. If all else fails, security signs and lights inside the home might do the trick, because just the bare bones precautions are rarely enough.
Locked doors really only keep an honest person out.
Still no word when Janet Jackson will reschedule her Unbreakable tour. Last night, the singer announced on Facebook she will have surgery soon and must postpone the tour until spring. Jackson was going to perform at Rupp Arena January 30th. She says her team is rescheduling every date, and she is telling fans to hold on to their tickets.